How delightful. Don't think I can say much about that. I have been drawing a fantasy tree here. I think there is nothing so fantastic as trees without their leaves when all these strange arms and fingers seem to be in the branches. Have a look at this. You can get inspiration from this over here. Now, this isn't strictly speaking the branches of a tree because these are tree roots, so it's an upside-down tree. But for instance, I can see the head of a horse here, and maybe that's a rider up there. What else could we find? Ah, now, I can see here something that looks like the head of a goose. He's got a crick in his neck and an evil eye and a rather vicious beak underneath. I wonder if we could find anything else in here. Ah, I can see now, if we come in, can you see a sort of patriarchal head? I see a Roman nose, a beard, and one hand raised up in front of his face. Well, I think there's quite a lot to find in the branches of trees or the roots. Let's continue with my strange tree here. More fingers coming in. We could bring here in some fantasy of a nose. I mean, why not? We see things like this. We find our own pictures in the woods and in the trees. You get knotholes in trees looking just like this. Why shouldn't this be here? Why shouldn't it make an eye and bring the rest of the bark looking quite natural? Very witch-like this. Now, what we might do is colour it. And what I would advise is to use one of these, a paint stick, because what it has is watercolour paint in it, and we can do something else later on. You see, I'm being very haphazard about the way in which I'm putting colour on here, just going where I want bits and pieces of it. We'll change colour now. We'll put in a brown. Green and brown is very woodland, has a very woodland feel about it. Brown is much darker. We're going to merge these colours together now. So what we'll do is to take some clean water and get these colours merging a little more. And again, you don't have to be too careful about this. Just on the edges, maybe, around that strange face. Down here, we can just move the water about so that the green and the brown merge together to give a good vegetation effect. A little more there. Yep, I think that that will do it. Has it given you some ideas? Go out and look at trees, and I can't wait to see if any of you are going to be kind enough to send us something along this line. Look forward to it. old morph. Well, that's about all the time we have for with fantasy.
Right,
Next
Tony, I'm just off now.
Good idea, Margot. I must disappear too.
I think I've got everything. Tony? Tony?
Bye. See you next time.
Tony, how did you do that?
Come on, Margot.